Hey, welcome back to Evil's Comics. I'm Evil Mike, and I got a review for you. From Marvel Comics, we got Tiger Division, issue number 1. It is written by Emily Kim, art by Creees Lee, colors by Yen Nitro, and letters by VC's Ariana Maher. And this is the Carlos Gomez and Jesus Alberto variant cover. I like the appearance of all of them on the cover, but the significance is I think it's the first appearance of Taigoki's new costume would be the key for the issue, besides like the first team official outing. The book was fun, the art was amazing, the colors pop, everything I loved about this issue. But let's get into the review. It basically starts off in Korea. This is a Korean superhero team. I can read you the intro, which is honestly featured at the very back of the comic. It's like the second to last page. It says, when South Korea needed defunding, the National Intelligence Service, led by director Ami Han, aka White Fox, assembled a team of superpowered individuals. Taigoki, the powerhouse who packs a punch, Lady Bright, a card-wielding sorcerer, Mr. Enigma, a street-brawling demigod, the General, a living totem, Gun R2, a fast-talking robot, and Luna Snow, a chirokinetic pop star. Together they are the Tiger Division. And that's basically all the heroes. White Fox leading the crew. But basically Taigoki is like the team leader. It starts off in Korea. It's these two girls and they're just having a picnic, and all of a sudden, like, the girl's talking about a dream, and this major, yacht, boat, or whatever, freighter comes crashing in, and the Tiger Division jets into action. We get to meet, a little bit of each characters, and they give us a little bio, about each character. Like, I wasn't familiar with her, but supposedly she's like a card-wielding sorcerer. But basically they kind of either take care of the crowd and get everybody back and try and stop the boat. But like I said, it's kind of like a soft intro of all the characters, because they have appeared in other comics before this. Taigoki's first appearance, I think, was in Taskmaster issue 3, and so on and so forth. I think Swordmaster was White Fox, something like that. But eventually Taigoki comes in and basically just halts the whole boat, and kind of saves the day. Now, for those of y'all that don't know his power set, he's basically exactly like Superman. He's got super strength, flight. I think he even has laser eyes, a breath, and he's just a more younger, fresh, and the Korean version. Which honestly, out of this group, he's my favorite member. I've liked Taigoki ever since he appeared. In my Houston collection, I do have his first appearance, and I think I have 2 or 3 copies of it, a second print, a third print. But at this time, Taigoki's he's greeted by a cop. The cop thanks him and stuff, and eventually he gets sidetracked. We see this ghost lady appear. Her name is Ajuma. I'm not familiar with her, but basically she's someone tied to his past, and she's supposedly dead. She comes to Taigoki and she starts telling him that something bad is really going to happen, that is going to happen in the future, and only Taigoki, he is the one to stop it, basically. But because he has all these secrets that he's holding inside, if he keeps the secrets inside, he won't be able to save the day or whatever. So she comes as a warning to reveal the secrets he's hiding, basically. And she mentions where he came from, kind of thing. And when I was reading this, it kind of gave me Superman origin stories, they were going to say he was from another planet, something like that. But yet, let's get there. So we do go to the headquarters of the Tiger Division. It is in Burhamson, is what it says. But basically this is where we finally get to meet Ami Han, which she's right here, and she's supposed to be a shape-shifting, I don't even think she's a mutant. I don't know what, maybe anybody that knows clarify, because the only one I'm very familiar with is Taigoki, and that's the only one I've ever read. I do like the like appearance of a lot of them, but he's kind of the only one I'm familiar with. But basically, they're all summoned here by their leader, White Fox, or I think it's White Fox. But basically, she's telling them they got this event, going on that at the headquarters and the southern storage units of this headquarters, they were broken into, and supposedly the thieves were that good where nothing was caught on camera, and that they don't know who did it. The general mentions she mentions that they have no clues to go on. The general does mention that he's like, well, why don't we follow these footprints? And he kind of points at what he's seeing, and it's these purple footprints, but supposedly the general's the only one that sees them. So at that point, they're just ordered to follow the general and the footprints. The whole time this is going on, Taigoki is very distracted. They talk to him left or right, because he is the team captain or whatever, and every time they do talk to him, he's like, yeah, because the whole time they're talking and having this conversation, and Jama is there, and they just can't see her, but she's still talking to Taigoki the whole time. At this time, basically he goes home. When he goes home, they show him that he goes into his closet, he pulls out the suitcase, and in the suitcase it's an old Korean war flag. And they kind of do a flashback. They go back to the start of the Korean War during the 1950s, and it just shows a casual war scene basically, and some guys are being fired on. This guy ends up getting killed by a sniper, it looks like, and then they just start unloading on this village. During the the damage of the village or whatever, the explosions, there's a woman that's running with a child. The next scene, it shows that the woman is buried by rubble. The child is just left there. It does show that the child is left there for quite a while, but that Korean flag is right next to the child. Eventually, a woman looking for someone with the same name that Taigoki, because Taigoki is his superhero name. His real name, I think, is Taiwan. And this lady is running around looking for someone named Taiwan. She ends up coming across the infant. She bathes them in the, covers them in the Korean flag, and she says, you know what, you look like a Taiwan. Maybe you could be a Taiwan. And she kind of picks him up and says they should stick together. And that's where the flashback cuts off, leading us to believe that was Taigoki back in the day, because he's got the Korean flag. The next thing that happens is basically the Tiger Division has found where the footprints lead. They call Taigoki, and he heads out there, and sure enough, they're at a warehouse, that's supposed to be a decommissioned military base or something like that, but it looks like it has been in use. And as soon as they go in there, they find out that sure enough, it was a trap, and they are all surrounded by enemies. We don't know who they are or whatever, or I don't recognize who they are. They do look pretty cool though. But that is where this issue cuts off. There is some classified, for the readers, from the desk of Director Han, and they give you the design bearing for Taigoki's new costume, kind of a, hey, why did we do this, and this book. They do show you all the different variant covers, which in my opinion, this one and the Peach Momoko were the two better ones, and I didn't pick up either one of them. And it does show a I guess cover A for the second issue, which looks really dope. I really like this. This girl kind of reminds me of Gambit, but in a whole new, fresh way. I think that's kind of dope. But that is the first issue of the Tiger Division. I thought it was fantastic. It was a pretty simple read. It sounds like we're getting origin story of Taigoki. The main plot of the story was kind of basic. I mean, it's basically cut and dry that sense, but nothing wrong there. But for a first issue, it was pretty outstanding. But that is my review. That's my thoughts. Let me know what you thought. If you read this, if you passed it up. I know I saw quite a few people pick this up, so I'm pretty sure somebody's got some thoughts out there. But hey, that's what I got for you. I'll let y'all go. Y'all have a great weekend, and I will see y'all later.